Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my game Devlog. In the last video we worked on the quest system and we made some progress with the inventory manager. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my progress over here. So, we have achieved just basics of the inventory right now. Where is this inventory manager? So the starting inventory slots are 10, as you can see, and they are clickable, and the maximum that we can go is 25, the whole 25 slots. But at the moment we can only interact with 10 of these slots, and as we progress and upgrade our inventory, we will move on to maybe 15, then 20 and 25 inventory slots. So other than that, I guess our gameplay loop is complete, and it's the basic one as of yet. And let's move on to implementing our inventory. Maybe I guess what can we do today? Let's open up Notepad. What our inventory should do for us. Our quest items. We can sort our items. What else can we do? Okay, I'm just going through the basics over here. So if you guys have some suggestions or regarding any system or any manager, you can feel free to suggest anything, or even critique my work. So what else can we add over here? This item we can sort our items. What else? Can consume. The items cannot be else. You can swap slots. I think it's fine for now. How about I open up my debug controls? Just add um, this would be add item button. It's not anyways. Where is our security manager? Let's add a reference to our inventory manager. Yes. And let's do something like public void add item to inventory. Maybe we can say pick item should be first item. We can do something like check for available and let's loop through our starting inventory slots. Should I keep track of the slots that we have available to us? Like if the inventory slot or set is free, or maybe just loop through every single. For now, let's loop through. Um, Currently available, it should be like something certain inventory slots. And if this a button. Total inventory slots. We are not adding anything over here. We can add inventory slots over here, maybe slots, something like this. Then do this. Not state. Maybe an integer just to give us maybe something like this one. Return what we can do is we can do something like first item taken. Inventory slots. Slot index dot item is equal to item. We should mention item quantity as well, I guess. Would be one by default. Something like this. Now we need to show this onto our UI. So I guess Total inventory slots interactable is equal to we have an icon for our inventory. We don't have a quest item as of yet. Let's create a quest item. Maybe a block of cheese. Quest item underscore we don't have any art yet. Consumable value cost maybe doesn't really matter. Okay, now we can pass this quest item into our utility manager just to test this out and change this to let's go back to inventory slot and yeah, we can change this. Do something like maybe do something like let's see. We clicked on add item. Maybe just let's not start our level yet. Um, and add some debugs. Let's add some debugs to our inventory manager. We're not calling pick item. So how would it work? Where is this utility manager? Utility manager. Oh, inventory manager dot pick item. It should work now. Let's see. Someone is still spawned. Oh, we just check this. Checked. So our item is getting add another. Are we changing the state? Wow, but this was a mistake at my end. Let's now it's working correctly. Okay. Now we have this inventory over here, and what if I drag and drop this item over here, it should swap or maybe change slots. How about we ask Gemini? An inventory system. Drag and drop slots to either slot, either change either change the slot or drop items from the inventory if the slot was moving its behavior. C sharp or individual. So we are using event system. Are we using raycast? Not blocking raycast. Maybe I should give this whole script to Gemini and see what it does. a drag drop handler, and well, I guess we can do this, but it is changing it to a singleton pattern, so I'm not sure if I want this or not. Maybe when I am instantiating something like this, I can just pass inventory manager reference over here and not make inventory manager a singleton. Drag drop handler. Let's implement this actually and see if Gemini is any help to us. Where is utilities? Was this drag drop handler? Yep. Yes, I do. Maybe I should. I don't think that item slot UI should be part of a utility. Anyways, we can always rearrange it later. What is this? I didn't actually copy this. Manager. Left void set. And then just use the manager at 100 item like this. And okay, let's go back over here. List item. I think I should move this. Should move this from inventory manager to our quest system, right? Doesn't feel right being here. What else? Initialize inventory, okay. Check for available slots, okay. Pick item. Current, this. On your item. Bundle item. This is what we need in our manager. Why do we need plot UI? We just maybe refactored this, make it look much bit back like this. What is Gemini doing? So it is storing references to both our slots, the original and the target, and then it is checking if the state is free. Then it just passes the value to the target slot and make the original slot empty and or null, which is the correct way to go about it. Tracked item dot set parent. Okay, so now it is changing from the hierarchy. It is changing the child to from the original slot to the target slot. And if it is taken, then it's then creates a temporary item over here and just stores the original slot value, then changes this to target slot and it changes. Yes, so it's just a bubble sort, right? And I think it is correct. So yeah, let's copy the last function which is spawn UI item. I'm not sure if we need this. Because we are already spawning where it is using the spawn function over here. Where is pick item? Instead of doing this, it has moved this into another function and just let's paste this over here. It shouldn't be item icon, right? It should be item slot. What were we doing then? Where is our? This is the. Okay. is this? I think Gemini is not. Let me handle one function myself. So this is what we need, right? And what we can do is we don't actually need to instantiate an item icon. We just need to add a drag and drop. But Gemini is right with one thing. So in our current scenario, if I drag and drop, the whole slot would be picked up. And what Gemini is doing is it is just taking the icon of that item and just moving it around. So is it making a duplicate? I think it should create a duplicate of the item that is in our slot and not actually dragging the one which is, I'm not sure. Maybe see what happens if I just comment this out and something like spawn my item. You take this item which is this and quantity. I'm not sure if it will work as of yet because I'm sure there are a lot of changes over here. So no, it is actually instantiating. I'm not sure. New slot. New slot UI. New slot UI. Let's copy these two lines from here. Paste them over. Oops. Then on spawn, okay, it's just adding a drag drop handler. Okay, let's add our new script, which is item slot UI over here, and just let's maybe start and see if this works or not. Let's adding anything. Why? Are we missing anything? Add item to inventory, ability manager, pick item, quest item, and spawn UI item. Just spawning anything. Let's see. It has spawned another slot. Can I drag this? Using the first slot. Gemini, let's go with what you have thought about. Maybe this. I need to pass here and just remove from here. It's asking me to create another prefab. This item prefab and pass it over here. Let's see if this will work now. Where is our inventory management? So this is our slot. Let's add an item. There is no canvas group attached. Simultaneously with regards without the pointer. So this wants me to canvas group. Where is this? Add component. So need to add canvas group over here. Why is it spawning an item from the first index? Oh, maybe the quantity? Quantity, we are translating quantity to something like this. So we actually don't. Let's see what Gemini is doing. Current slot index. So yeah, it is passing this value. And not quantity. Now this will work correctly. Let's hit play. Null reference. Do we have an inventory? Oh, again, a small mistake. Item slot UI. So whenever we spawn this, we need to do something like dot set inventory ref. And just hit play and check if this is working correctly or not. And our drag and drop functionality is working very nicely. Okay, let's change things a bit. Maybe I need 2 items. Okay, a block of cheese or maybe bigger cheese. Just change this to something like this. And I will spawn 2 plain items, cheeses, and then I'll change this to, where are you, utility manager, favorite cheese, and just add another item. And now when I do this, it changes. And our inventory is now, with the power of AI, obviously, it saved us a lot of time. Like if I would have done this, it would have taken me maybe an hour to do this, but in a couple of minutes it has achieved this for us. So anyways, so yeah, so our inventory is actually looking good now. It is serving a purpose. Not as of yet, I guess. It's just a bunch of items just moving around without any logic to them. But okay, if I arrange it like this and this, would it be? Yep. Very nice. So should we end this video right here, or maybe, okay, what else can drop? Okay, let me just, if I click a slot, there should be a drop item button, right? So let's implement this. Let's make this part of this button, make part of inventory UI. Drop. Make it something like 75. Just move it to this. By default, this would be turned on. Inventory manager. Let's add a button. And just something like pop item button dot on with pop item. Change. Maybe what we need to do is change this to this here. and just I'm not sure if this will work because I would be incrementing and it will make a mess. Let's just move these like this. Maybe add item. Yeah, we can actually upgrade this to like this and to drop attractive. And when we have clicked on drop item, the drop item button dot came over would be false. After successfully dropping an item. But what if bot get is equal to 3 means that it doesn't have an item, right? Is equal to taken. Only then it should show drop item, right? And when it has dropped an item, you can do something like destroy an item. Destroy total current index count. And what else can we do? What else can we do? We need to change this. Have some quantity. Let's see. What if we want to? We could do something like this. This will be 1 and we should add something like drop all or drop one. We would specify the quantity later. Change this to 3. Like if quality equals 0, we insist this, and let's see if it works. We need to pass our drop item button. Oh, my bad. No drop. Add item. Pick. Drop item. Add it. And it is working. Okay, if I click on another slot, it shouldn't say drop item, right? So we need to set active false when I click on slot clicked. And I guess we have item. Item. And I guess our inventory is so if I click an item and do my drag and drop, the current reference to the item would be this index, this slot index. So when we have moved the item, it has become null, right? And transform child out of bounded is saying that. What if I handle drag functionality? Where is this item drop? Just maybe we need to do something like I think it's I think the progress is good enough for today. So actually I think we are done with okay, yeah, so we haven't actually implemented anything about use an item. We have implemented drop item. We can the next thing we would be doing is to use an item. And this would have something like consumable, then not have a health bar in our game. So what's the point of or not even mana? But yeah, we have something like batteries that we need to consume in order for us to travel through time. But we need to use that item onto our time machine, right? So we cannot actually this would be an interaction. So actually I can't think of anything that we would maybe in later quests we can do something like maybe some kind of a potion an ancient potion that will make us invisible. So we will use that item and consume it and then we will become invisible. That action could only be performed in our inventory, right? So or maybe after talking to an NPC, maybe he throws an item to us, but that would be the part of our gameplay sequence, not part of inventory. I think I should keep use item on here for later. Use item function can also be used for key quest items. Like I go to an NPC, get a quest, the NPC asks me to bring maybe a bag of coal, I guess. So maybe in the world I find a bag of coal hidden somewhere around us. I pick it up, it becomes part of my inventory, right? And that would be a key item because it is part of our quest and we cannot actually drop it. We go back to that NPC that has given us the quest, and when I click and do all the dialogue, and it will ask us to give. Maybe the NPC asks us that, do you have my item? And we have the option yes or no. Maybe we want to hold that item a bit longer. I'm not sure why, but maybe we want it. If we hit yes, then the item would disappear from our inventory, and that NPC should do something with it. But that would come later when we work on visual aspects of the quest, the animations and everything, the sequences. I guess for now this is the inventory system is good enough for us. Now we can actually start making quests, right? And we will simulate completing quests by clicking various debug buttons for now, because I think that this what I am thinking about is just doing the least amount of interactions, like to complete an MVP of my project. If this makes it a bit clearer, so there won't be any actual player going to an NPC and getting a quest from there. It will all, for now, eventually it will be like that, but for now it would be just clicking all sorts of buttons and getting the quest, testing out the system and testing every check that we could test. Make sure there are no exceptions, there are no game breaking features. I think this is it for today's video. I hope that you guys are loving this series. If not, I would try my best to make it more entertaining for you, and I will try even harder. But I think the state of the project which it is currently in is not as entertaining, and it's quite dry for most people, mostly who are not game developers or programmers. But we will get to the good part of our project in the near future with the things that the progress that we have made is, I guess, very, very quick. The pace of our project is very fast. I think we are working only maybe a couple of an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and we are doing a lot. we're achieving a lot. And maybe in by the 30 uh, 30th episode mark, we would be able to achieve. This project will look more like a game, like in terms of clicking all sorts of buttons and completing the gameplay loop, right? The debug phase would be, I guess, would be completed. So I guess this is it. And again, thank you guys for watching. And I would love to hear your critique on my work. Maybe some kind of hints or maybe some suggestions to make it my workflow much better, or some mistakes that I have done in my code, some optimizations that I should do that might haunt me later. And I would appreciate it if you guys suggest me a better solution. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.